Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Colleen. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. Just wrapped up some interesting client stuff, which I'm excited to talk about, and have some fun stuff in the pipeline for this week.
Okay. Why don't you tell
Yeah.
us about it?
Yeah. But first, I want to share an email that I received
Okay.
that is not good. so,
Oh,
so I get an email. This is a potential client that I've been like talking to for months, right? And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do an app, a Hotwire native app in the future. Like, wait till January." Okay, wait till January. No, we're gonna push it off a month. Like, blah blah blah. Finally, I emailed them today. I'm like, "Hey, you said reach out in February. It's February." Showed them my new offerings, all this stuff, and they reply and say, "Thanks for reaching out. We're working on a March launch. However, Claude Code has gotten good enough to help us get over the finish line without any other resources. It's amazing.
uh, oh
Best."
no.
And first of all, I'm not calling this person out. If they're
Yeah.
listening, I'm not going to say who it was. I'm not calling them out. If that worked for you, hooray! Like, good for you. You just saved a ton of money on a developer or consultant instead of you're paying tokens instead. But wow, all of this like existential fear that I've had about my business being eaten by AI, and to see it like literally wrote out, whatever for me, is just a whole nother level of for me.
Because this is the first time someone has told you that, right?
This is the first time someone has told me, no, we're not going to work with you. We're going to use AI instead.
Whew. Okay. So
Yeah.
we thought this was going to happen, but like seeing
Uh
it
huh. Uh
in
huh.
black and white.
Yeah. I
Ooh.
assumed that and presumed that clients that were saying no or were ghosting me, or leads, not clients, were going with AI and just like didn't want to tell me that. But this is the first time that someone has admitted like, no, we're not going to choose you. We're going to do it with AI instead. And
Wow.
it's a little like, okay, my assumptions are correct. It makes me um more want to double down on like the strategy offering that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
But wow, it sucks to hear that, because it was kind of always in the back of my mind that's like, well, maybe I'm just overthinking this, or maybe it's not actually true. And to see it and hear it is a totally different, just mind f. um
Yeah.
so yeah, that was my morning. It's 10 a.m. my time. I woke up to that email this morning, and it's just like, well, drat. Here we
Oh,
go.
yeah. And it
Yeah.
begins.
And it begins. So again, like, I'm down because of it, but it also is made me realize like, okay, I need to double down on this rebrand, on this strategy, on like, what can I do that AI still can't, and how can I offer that to clients before I get more of these, because my business hasn't changed. so so yeah, that was my morning.
Okay. So,
Um,
not the best morning. Got
not
it.
the best
Noted.
morning. But it does. So on the flip side of that, I had a really good call on Friday
Okay.
with a current client that is trying to figure out how to build a mobile app with their current Rails stack. And it's
Okay.
like perfect opportunity to test my strategy offering of what should you build? How should you build it? What technology should you use under the hood? And spoiler alert, I am not going to recommend Hotwire Native to them.
Wow.
I'm going to
Okay.
recommend some other thing to them that is going to be way better for them as a company. They have an interesting technology stack where they're using a bunch of different front-end JavaScript and like back-end Rails, and it's like all kind of different domains and stuff. And it's just like, I can get them into the app stores way faster with a way more maintainable app with this other approach that isn't what I've been preaching to people for 5 years, for
Okay.
10 years. And it's, again, one of those like, okay, maybe this actually is working. Maybe this strategy thing, is the answer to all of this. But I'm pitching it to them on this Friday now, and we'll see what they say to the, 5-figure build plan that I'm proposing for them to do it. And is it a plan that like they want to just build on their own? And it's like, cool, I led you down the right path. That's great. Or is it going to be one of my build and ship clients that I make a good portion of my revenue for the year, and it's just not Hotwire native? So kind of just like all ends of the spectrum today in terms of emotions and feelings.
So, to clarify with this client we
Yeah.
were just discussing,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
charged them for this kind of investigative build report, right? And that's what we're talking about you productizing, kind
Yeah,
of.
it pretty much is. It kind of fell into that. So they reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, we want a Hotwire native app." And I was like,
Okay.
"Cool, let's build you
Okay.
a Hotwire native app." And then
Okay.
realized that their current web technology is going to make that difficult. So we did this 2-week long exploratory spike to figure out what they would need to do to make it work with Hotwire Native. And it turns out it's a lot of work, like months and
Okay.
months of work, if not more, essentially rewriting their entire website.
Okay.
And it's just like not viable. So
Mhm.
instead, I'm going to propose this alternative to them that will not require them to rewrite a ton of their website.
And with
And
this proposal, you will then also offer to build it as a
yeah,
consulting
yeah.
contract.
So
Okay.
the deliverable for them is a PDF that's like my recommendation. Here's how you would
Okay.
architect it. Here's the structure. Here are the risks that come with that.
Yeah.
Here's some potential oversights that I haven't looked at that we want to make sure we test first. And then at the end, it's like, and here is how I could do it for you.
Right.
Weekly checkpoints, a price, a timeline, deliverables, and of course, like me submitting to the app stores and dealing with Apple and Google and all that. Um, so no matter what, like I make the money for the strategy, which is great.
Right. Right.
But what I'm trying to do here is sell the build
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. Sure.
And if I don't get it, I don't get it. But I
Mhm.
would need a lot of strategies to make up for what I want to make this year in terms of revenue. So
Yeah.
I need to get a couple builds still.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this week for me is working through this document for them. I'm also going
Okay.
to record, like, I want to put too much energy into this. I want this to be really, really good because I don't want them to say no to it because it wasn't polished or because it
Okay.
was like, I'm not going to half ass it, but I don't want to deliver them like an 85%. I want to deliver them like a 99% because I want to make sure that if they say no, it's because of the content, not how it was written or presented.
Okay.
So I'm recording a Loom video of like, iOS. I'm showing them different opportunities of code and examples in the Loom video. I'm going to give them a markdown file to throw to their AI if they want. I'm going to give them a PDF that, to look more professional. And that will essentially have the proposal included, which is really cool.
Okay.
Yeah. And outside of that, I have some fun lead gen stuff that I've been cooking up that I'm excited to hopefully finish launching or finish writing and sending out this week as well.
Okay. Is it a secret or can you tell
No,
us?
it's not a secret. No, it's actually not a
I mean,
secret.
it could be a
So,
secret.
no, so a big part of my business is like, what mobile app do you build, right?
Right.
That's going to be the branding of what I'm leaning into now. So I can't just change the copy on my landing page and hope that people now just trust me and find me. So the goal is to put out incrementally higher level pieces of content. So
Okay.
like getting higher into the strategy, like less about the nitty gritty code and more
Yes.
about how to orchestrate and then how to manage and then how to strategize, like keep going up the stack essentially.
Yeah.
And the first one of those is going to be a very straightforward Hotwire native versus React native um article, or
Excellent.
it's not even going to be an article, it's going to be more of a definitive resource.
Okay. Yes.
It's going to be it's not going to start off with like, hey friends, how's everyone going this weekend. It's going to be like, if you're deciding, this is the chart that you look at, here's the
Okay.
pros, here's the cons, here's the trade-offs. And my idea there is that this will live on my website as a evergreen, always being updated reference
Okay.
guide, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then the newsletter, so I can, repurpose it, will include kind of like a light version of that with more of a personal slant on it. Like, I have a client that was deciding, and here's what I walked them through. More of the conversational tone that
Yep.
folks are used to on a newsletter, instead of like, here's a chart and a graph, like, good luck, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
my thinking at least.
okay, I love that. Are you on LinkedIn? Have we put you on LinkedIn?
I am on LinkedIn.
You're on
Yeah.
LinkedIn. So we're
I
doing
even have
so
a
with this.
newsletter on LinkedIn, whatever that
Yes,
means.
whatever that means. um, so okay, so this is great. So you'll have this on Twitter, you'll have this on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have this on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. You're gonna do a video about it.
Oh, I hadn't thought about a video, but that's a really good idea. Yeah.
I think so. And okay, question for you. Is
Yeah.
there a way, and I think I know the answer, but I'm going to
Hmm.
ask, is there a way you could tell from my website if I would be better making a Hotwire native app or a React app? Like, is there some kind of kind of fuzzy, but if I gave you like simplefileupload.com, I want to turn it into a mobile app, you could give a recommendation?
Yes. And that
Yes?
is yes.
Okay. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Talk about amazing content engineering, right?
Oh, wow.
Enter your
Yeah.
website here and Joe will give you a recommendation.
Ooh,
Like
now we're
think
talking.
about this. Okay, so just
Yeah,
just
yeah.
go with me here.
Okay, I didn't think about it like from like I know I could do it if I looked through their front end
Oh,
code,
okay, but you can't do
but
it.
I
Maybe
bet
you
I could do
can.
something that would work.
So what you could do, okay, so do
Hmm.
all of this week. Okay,
Yeah.
right? This is going to take you
Uh,
a good amount of time because this has
oh
to be
yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
But imagine you make all these resources, you make a video, and you could possibly, if it worked and stuff, have a page on your site, which is like
Hmm.
enter your website, enter your
Yeah.
business site here. And then if you have a to-do list, if you have like a pros and cons list, you could say, based on
Yeah.
our very cursory thing, right? It's
Yeah.
automated, it's
Yeah.
content engineering. You should not have a React Native app because you're using Stimulus or whatever
Yeah.
you can, you can
Exactly.
pull out. Or, oh, I see
Hmm.
if I'm using Inertia, does that mean
Hmm.
I should do React Native? I don't know. I don't have an API. You know what I mean? So maybe you
Totally.
could give like early suggestions like Joe thinks da da da. You could even be
Hmm.
like, and Claude is stupid and Claude would say this. This is why you need Joe
Yeah.
because he's way
Yeah.
smarter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there could
Yeah.
be something really cool here where like just the curious could be like, I wonder what Joe thinks if there was
Right.
some way to do that. That might be kind of a fun content
Yeah. There.
engineering thing.
That's true. Interestingly enough, like I could do that with JavaScript.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm actually looking for like two things. I'm not gonna like give that away. You read the
Don't do
source code when it's published, right?
that.
I'm looking for two things in their front end and their HTML that tells me the answer to those two questions. And
Yeah.
those two things are actually pretty easy. I think they're pretty not easy to find, but they're like it's very yes or no. You know,
Um,
so but either way, I liked it a lot.
Something, yeah, I mean, it's something to think about. I think, of course, with all of this stuff, we have to be careful
Mm-hmm.
about cannibalizing your own business. But
Right.
ideally, imagine step 2 of this, where let's just use Simple File Upload because it's easy. I come in, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I need a mobile app.
Yeah.
You tell me what you think, and then you run it through Claude, and maybe, and Claude says something different, and you're like, this is why
Mm-hmm.
you need the expertise of Joe because Claude has not built and shipped 25 mobile app. Like I don't know. There could be something where basically I feel like what we want to convey to people is that yes, you can do this with Claude,
Yeah.
but if you want it done right, you
Yeah.
need to do it with Joe. Right? Like
Yeah.
it is worth the extra, expense
Mm-hmm.
to have a dedicated engineer who knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and that ties perfectly into the new services page that I have. Which, if you don't mind, services I've actually kind of rebranded, like as we talked about last week, as now it's called a mobile playbook.
Okay, let me look it
And
up.
the idea there is it's not a strategy sprint. Folks were getting a little weird about the word sprint, and I know that you had mentioned that last week. But
Hmm.
a mobile playbook where it's like, let's work together for 2 weeks, and then I will give you exactly what you need to do and build after those 2 weeks about how to get into the app stores.
Okay. Yeah, I see this. Mobile playbook, know what to build before writing code. De-risk your mobile strategy. Okay, that's good. Um, okay.
Yeah. So leading into this as like the CTA, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
To work with me, like why would you do this? So I like that a
Yeah.
lot. I really liked someone typing in their website and getting like that being a separate tool.
Oh
Because
my
I was
gosh.
thinking I would do a tool of comparing the hours and time spent between a mobile app, native, Hotwire native, and React native.
Hmm.
But it's all just like pulling numbers out of the air, right? If they were
Hmm.
actually to enter their website, I could actually tell them what to recommend across those three. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, so think
Because
about
just
that. I
knowing
think,
which of those three is not really the exciting part. It's like how to build those three.
yeah, so there could be something there.
Yeah,
Um, okay, cool. All right, so we're leaning into this new strategy. You're going to work
yeah.
on your pieces to
Mm-hmm.
kind of build the definitive guide about
Yeah,
which framework you should use to ship your mobile app.
yeah. And then I have one more thing, which is I'm gonna start doing some cold emailing. I know your
I'm
favorite.
so excited.
I
I am so
know.
excited. Um,
I realized
okay.
that like I know who my target audience is. Rails businesses built
Yes.
on Rails.
Yes.
That that's now that I'm expanding beyond Hotwire native, if your website is Rails and you don't have a mobile app, you're a potential customer for me.
Yes.
That's so much easier to search for and find and like customize a, hey, I noticed that your website is this. Like, by the way, you should build this. Like, let's talk. Versus, oh, let me check if their website is running the right JavaScript. Let me check if their website is doesn't have React, like all these things. And it means that my leads go from like 5 a week to probably 10x that. Like how many Rails businesses exist out there that don't have a mobile app?
A
I'd imagine a
lot?
lot. Yeah,
A lot.
a
Yeah.
lot. Oh, doing a little bit of cold outreach, starting really small, like one a day, very customized, like putting in an hour into that email, half hour, whatever, of this is what you have, here's how I could help, this is what would make sense, instead of just like I'm not blasting cold email, automated anything.
Right. Okay. I totally agree with this strategy.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say
Mm-hmm.
is you can hit them on LinkedIn and on email.
Mm,
Um, LinkedIn, if they're active on LinkedIn, we sometimes see a higher response rate.
interesting.
But the people you are reaching out to will probably already have heard of you. So I
Yeah,
think that,
that's
you're
a
in a
good call.
great spot. Like you said, you're not spamming anyone. You are
Yeah.
taking targeted companies and putting
Mm-hmm.
thought and effort into meeting them where they are. I think it's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, and I'm using my domain. I'm sending from my, email client. Nothing's going to get automated except maybe finding their email address, but I'm hoping to get that more organically as well. So, yeah,
Okay.
lots of
Well, I
stuff
can
this
help
week.
you. Yeah, I can help you
Yes,
with that
please.
if you
Yes,
need help
please. You
with
still
that.
got to
There's all
build that
kinds of
tool that
things.
I type in my target audience and then I hit a button and it sends like 20 automated emails for me.
It's one of my many ideas. I have
Yeah,
so many ideas. That's really okay. So this is really good. So we're waiting to hear back from the one client. Or no, you haven't submitted the proposal yet. You're finishing
I'm
the
going to
proposal
submit
for
that
them.
and we talk
Yep.
Friday, which will be a big
Perfect.
day. Um,
Excellent.
going to write a blog, write the definitive guide and or the calculator and do the cold outreach. Those are my 3 big
That's
things for the
great.
week.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. How about you, Colleen? What are you up to? Give me some updates from last week. You had a very exciting weekend, apparently, that I heard a lot
Yes.
about. What do you want to
Yes.
start with?
Okay, so last week, back half of the week, I was at a retreat. And this is a retreat I go on almost every year. It's with 15 other, I don't want to call them, I guess, AMP software founders. And I've known this group of people for quite a while, maybe 8+ years. So over the years, people get full time jobs, people consult, people have SaaS
Yeah.
businesses. We've all kind of run the gamut of doing different things. So it's really cool to know people like that and have this group. And what we do is each person gets an hour to kind of present about their business and their life. And so it's always like a really good time of just having deep thoughts and like kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
reevaluating what you're doing in work and how that fits into the life you're trying to build. All the kind of things
Right.
we like to talk about, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
what are we doing here? um
I don't know. I don't know
Who
anymore.
knows? A couple things were interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about this group is the vibe tends to wane and wax very much with
Mm-hmm.
what's going on in the economy and the developer world. So, for
Okay.
example, 3 years ago, when it felt like we were all printing money with consulting
Yeah.
and SaaS, like everyone, like it sold out in 2 hours, like everyone was super, super excited. And
Mm-hmm.
now it's a bit of a different, I don't know, the vibe was kind of different. I would say the people making the most money had full-time jobs
Mm.
compared to 3 years ago when that was not true, right?
Yeah.
Everyone who was
Yeah.
consulting and doing SaaS was like, it felt like it was easier to make money, which was
Right.
interesting. So it was definitely interesting to see just kind of how everyone, whether you're running a SaaS or you're a course creator or, even those with full-time jobs or
Mm-hmm.
consultants, like we're all so impacted by AI
Yeah.
and everyone's worried about it. I think like no one really knows what's going to happen, which is both exciting but can be a little bit scary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally. I mean, think about that email I got this morning. It's like
Yeah, right? Like what's
it's like the
happening?
definition of being scared, but also if you're ahead of the curve, you can't be ahead of this curve right now, but you can not play catch up. Like, how do you stay on top of it? is a big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, I think it's a big difference. And I just can't, like, 3 years ago, if you had come to this retreat, your takeaway would have been, "I should quit my job and be a consultant and make a
Yeah,
SaaS because people are printing money." And
right.
I feel like I came back from it this weekend, I was like, "Ooh, man, maybe getting a job is the right answer."
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, so it wasn't bad, but it was like,
Mhm,
it's tough out there, especially for people who have SaaS.
mhm,
Both the people who are starting new products
mhm.
and the people who have, you know, very successful products. Like it's just crazy, right? It's a hard time to get a SaaS off the ground. It's a hard time to figure out what you want to do, how to niche down in consulting, especially those people who were like kind of pure developer consultants. Like
Right.
that's the whole thing. That's
Yeah.
not quite working the way it used to. Uh,
These
yeah,
these SaaS businesses that are successful have been for years. Are they seeing churn or just like no new growth?
they're not seeing churn, but they're seeing no new growth.
Yeah, so
So
just
it
like
feels
stagnant
like
but
a
continued
lot of
churn.
yes, like it's not bad, but it's
Mhm.
also not, you hear, oh, gosh, we all have to get off the internet. I like
Oh yeah.
simultaneously love and hate the internet, right?
Yep.
But you hear about these companies that are just hockey stick growth in the AI
Mhm.
space, and that doesn't seem to be happening for most SaaS.
No. Look at the Super Bowl ads.
Yeah, look at the Super Bowl ads.
It was crypto,
Mhm.
gambling,
Mhm. So much
AI
gambling.
companies, and weight loss drugs.
Yep.
Like those are the four companies that are printing money right now, you
Yes.
know?
Yes.
And a couple of those are directly related to AI. uh, and I feel like that wasn't even the case last year for those ads. You know, it's like it's not a great metric, but it costs a ton of money to do a Super Bowl ad. So there is some sort of like to even be a part of this conversation, you have to have a threshold of disposable type advertising income, you know?
Yeah.
And to think that those are the four companies that were like dominating the ads is oof.
Yeah. Yep. So for me,
Mhm.
I'm like, what is my takeaway from this? Here's my
Yeah.
takeaway. I think that I have always been really hesitant. Two things I've been hesitant to do. One, I've been hesitant to like lean into building marketing automation tools for marketers
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
I look at that space and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so crowded. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to have another LinkedIn content generation tool, but also I think I have been hesitant to move. And that's not like right now, I just have to start doing everything. Like, that is my current
Mm,
strategy. Try all the
mm,
things. I've been hesitant to lean into content because I don't want to get on the content treadmill where
yeah.
whatever I do depends on me constantly making content. But
Mhm.
again, we're entering this age of AI, right? We're in
Mhm.
it. And I
Yeah.
think me showing up as a real human being in whatever the
Yes.
heck I want to do is worthwhile. So,
I
yeah,
think
that
that
was,
that is a huge takeaway for all of this. It's like real human content, real human connections, real human stuff, real humans.
real
Actually,
humans.
hard
I know,
stop.
right?
Real humans is going to be more valuable than ever in terms of the content that people consume. But how does that translate to dollars in your pocket?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
That's
why I
the
haven't
big
done it.
question. Yeah.
Like, I literally okay, so this is so interesting. Like, I haven't done it because I know that stuff takes a ton of time.
Mhm.
And I'm like, how does that translate to money? And I'm
Right.
at this retreat and I'm like trying to figure out like there's this one person there who's like a really successful coach. And so this person has all these frameworks
Mhm.
about how to build, how to find your niche and what are you
Yeah.
great at. I'm like, I don't even know. Like my
Yeah.
work right
Yeah.
now is so segmented. I'm doing go to market coaching. I'm doing like traditional developer work. I'm doing AI automations for businesses. Like I am all over the place.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm trying to say is instead of like this weekend, me being like, I have to pick a lane right now,
Mhm.
I think for the next Q1, let's just say Q1,
Mhm.
Q1, like I do everything and I kind of
Mm.
see where I land. That's
Yeah.
my current
Yeah.
strategy.
I like that. I like that a lot, especially related to the building stuff and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been talking about building some sort of marketing developer tool for 2.5 years. Like since when did Hammerstone finally shut down? How many years ago?
2 years ago?
Like 2 years ago? You've been talking about
Yeah.
building some sort of developer marketing tool even before AI was part of the conversation for so long. And you've started some stuff with Hello Query, but I feel like there is still something that you keep coming back to that you want to do. Maybe it's not the best choice, but like it is something that you want to do and you haven't really given into that a long time.
I know. I
So
think
I'd
you're
be
right.
curious how much passion you could put into something that you are excited about. And, contrary to what I heard about this morning, it is really quick to build that kind of stuff, So
Yeah.
you can invest not a lot, you can invest a lot of time in like the strategy and the product design bef- and then not have to spend as much time actually building it, which is kind of a remarkable age to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. So, right. So that's my whole takeaway is like I'm going to do all the things
Do
and
all the things.
I'm not going to worry about whether something is directly tied to a specific niche or a specific
Yeah.
mission. Like I think I've just been overthinking all of this where it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to work really hard and I'm just going to do everything. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully in 3 months a path will become clear. It'll be like, "Oh, this is really working." And maybe not. And maybe I'll do that again for
Yeah.
3 months.
Right.
But like I
Right.
have now that I'm making money, like I have the freedom and
Yes.
flexibility to try everything and see what happens.
You have
Um,
6 months of like play around time,
yes, right.
which is
Try
great.
everything, see what sticks. And the other thing about content, going back to
Mm-hmm.
content,
Yeah.
I have been previously really involved in like the Rails community and going to conferences. And most of the people I meet at conferences had seen a talk of mine or heard me on a podcast. And then I kind of stepped back from all of that, right? Because I got
Mm-hmm.
really aggressive about protecting my time.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm not going to be aggressive about protecting my time anymore.
Mm.
Like the plan is to do all the things. The plan,
Okay.
anything that interests me, like just do it. I
Yeah.
know this is like really vague. It's like, what does this mean? I don't know yet,
I mean,
but I'm just going
that's
to do
okay.
things.
Goals
That's my
shouldn't
plan.
be super specific, I don't think, because the more specific they are, the more easy they are to fail.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not because you did the wrong thing, but because like you didn't meet the specificity of the actual goal. Uh, does this mean submitting talks to Rails World, RubyConf, like those type of things, or more local stuff, SF
I'm going
Ruby,
to start with more local stuff,
non-Rails stuff?
non-rail stuff. I think I want to like this company I am working for, they're not a Rails shop. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think that like Rails is amazing, but I do think I want to kind of like expand outside beyond that. I'd like
Yeah.
my talks to get more like you were talking about when you did a keynote, right? Like there's a
Mm-hmm.
keynote and then there's
Mm-hmm.
like your very detailed technical talk.
Mm-hmm.
I want my speaking to kind of go up to
Yep.
be more keynote-y, like
Yeah.
thought leadership-y. I just don't know about what yet, but like I'm trying as I'm doing the work. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the plan. I have all this work lined up, which is super exciting. As
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the work,
Mm-hmm.
I hope to figure out like, oh, I see that I really love helping this person with this and I love building this automation or I hate this thing or man, like I don't, I this is the first time I've done coaching. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about it after the first month.
Right.
So kind of
Right.
just like figure all of that out.
I would love to see the company you're doing the most work for right now is a Laravel shop, right?
Yes.
Or they are built on Laravel.
Yes.
Uh, I personally would love to see you do a Rails talk about like what we can learn from Laravel.
Yeah.
And it is something in the weeds, but it's also there's a lot of like high level stuff, like how their business is run and what we can take from that and learn from that, and then do the exact same talk at a Laravel conference, the other way around,
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
not
I
like
like that.
oh what Laravel can learn from Rails, but like what a Rails developer X
Thing?
did something coming into a Laravel code base for the first time,
Yeah.
or like how I explored it with AI, or like learning a new like I feel like doing the talk at a Rails
That's
conference
a great
and then
idea.
doing the opposite talk at a Laravel conference, you can point to that Rails talk and be like, hey, in your proposal, I did this over here. Like I'd love to do it over here because you don't have any Laravel like background, right?
Right.
In terms of like your speakers or podcasts or anything. And it could be a good foot in the door to this brand new community of
Yes.
developers
Right.
and businesses in a space that like you're figuring out, like lean into it.
Yeah. I love that idea. Yeah,
And there's
that's
a
cool.
ton of Laravel conferences going on like all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like all the
um
time.
yeah. So that could
Yeah.
be really cool. And to have all of a sudden two backend frameworks to be able to work with more
Yeah.
than doubles your potential market, you know?
Yes, I agree. I think it's definitely worth expanding outside Rails. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but what's interesting though is like one of the things, I'm hopefully for this company I'm working for, I'm going to be building them internal tooling, like
Yeah.
marketing automations and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole nother third leg to the
Yeah.
triangle, to the stool, whatever, of what Colleen does.
Yeah.
um, uh, but they don't want me, so it'll be like Laravel and hopefully like marketing or
Yeah,
coming from Rails. Like there's a whole world here.
totally.
I think I can explore. So I think the only thing, two more things I want to say about this conference.
Hmm.
One is it's great. You always come off of a conference full of energy and with all the great
Yeah.
ideas, right?
Yeah, you want
Like
to build.
always. So for me, the real challenge is, okay, so I have the work lined up, do the work, but make sure as I'm doing the work, I'm
Hmm.
looking for the opportunities and I'm still doing this stuff for Colleen's personal brand, which will be
Hmm.
whatever content I decide to make. I think that's
Hmm.
really important. So I guess really the struggle or the challenge is just to keep the enthusiasm up, right? It's easy right
Yeah.
now because I'm all
Yeah.
pumped up, but like keep that enthusiasm up, like feel like you're working towards something.
Yeah. And the context switching that's going to be required with all of this is going to be a burden because there's a lot of
Yeah.
different headspaces to be in, a lot of different tools you're using, a lot of different people you're talking to, not types of people. And how do you keep that momentum up and your head clear through all of
Yeah.
it
That's going to
besides
be a
more caffeine?
challenge. Caffeine. Another thing, like, I just want to bring up because everyone has different work styles.
Hmm.
And so there's a couple guys that go to this conference every year. And I mean,
Hmm.
all these guys do is code. Like
Mm.
I mean, one of them, I'm like, how do you produce stuff at this insane rate? And he's like, he does nothing else. Like
Yeah.
he's the kind of person where he went to learn Rust in his free time while he's watching his baby because he just really wanted to learn Rust. And I was like, wow. And I've always felt like I'm not like that. Like
Hmm.
I use my free time to go hiking or like do other things. Like I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
learn Rust just for fun unless I have a business need for it.
Yep.
And I've always been like, why is that? Like, I also don't get like many of my friends, have ADD and ADHD. And so they do
Hmm.
these intense focus things.
Oh, yeah.
Like they'll go like work for like 24 hours.
Hmm.
I don't do that ever,
Hmm.
ever. And so I've always felt like, man, if only like maybe I would be faster or I'd produce more products if I was like, all I did was code all the time, or if
Hmm.
I got 24-hour focus sessions or whatever. Um, I don't know. That's just something I think about sometimes.
So, as someone
Mhm.
with ADHD who
Mhm.
was diagnosed only a couple of years ago, like very late in
Yeah.
life, for me, those 24-hour work sessions are a lot of doing. And
Okay.
what comes out of them is oftentimes not the right choice.
Well, interesting.
Like we talked about this last week.
That
I
yes. Right.
spent
Yes.
that was a ADHD hyper focus if there ever was one. Like I spent 20,000 lines of code rebuilding my website to do newsletters and etc. and realized before I hit deploy that like, wait, I actually don't want this or need this. But I was so deep in it and building it that nothing else mattered, right? Like I was like putting kids to bed, popping back on my computer, waking up early, hopping on my computer. But why I share this with you is that I don't know if working more creates better things.
Right.
I think that's what I'm trying to take away from this is like,
Yeah.
you could work more, you could build more things, but the best ideas come from when you're not working, in my opinion.
That's
From
actually
when
that's
you're
a
like
really
out
good
for a
point.
walk or
Yeah.
hiking, time
Yeah.
away when you're
Yeah.
sleeping, or for me, like in the shower. When I'm working, it's kind of like I'm withdrawing from my bank of ideas. And
Okay.
when I'm out for a walk, when I'm not working, anything that's not working, that where my mind is at peace, I'm depositing ideas. And I don't think you need to work all the time to build good stuff. I don't think you should feel guilty about stepping away and going on a hike. And I don't think that doing more would mean doing better.
That's really good. That's like excellent framing. Like that's an excellent point is unless you have something specific that like is the
Yeah.
thing, which I don't have the thing yet, right? Like that's very clear. It's not like I
Hmm.
have a product that's working and I just need to work more. Like even if I worked
Right.
more, I don't even know what direction I'd put that effort into, right? Like it's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
okay. Okay, this is good. It was
I,
interesting. So we were Oh, go ahead.
I also think that there's like, just really quick, the hyper focus thing.
Mhm.
I might work those 20 hours straight, but I also like did nothing the previous 2 weeks.
Right, they're
And
cyclical.
nothing the following 2 weeks. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
I still
Yeah.
do the same amount of work you did in 2 weeks. It's just all compressed into like one day.
Yeah. They're
That's
cyclical.
that's how
Yes.
my brain works a lot of times with this kind of stuff.
My other friends have told me that as well. They're like, "Yes, I do work for 24 hours straight, but I also then can't work for a whole week." I'm
Yeah,
like, okay.
yeah.
So
I
it's
wonder
like
why.
I wonder
Uh,
why. So
I
it was
did
good though.
learn.
Oh, good.
I did
Good.
learn about my ADHD superpower on Friday, though.
What's that?
Do you want to hear it?
I do. Of course I want to hear it.
On Friday, I learned that I can drink 5 cups of coffee and then take an hour nap. That was new to me.
Joe, you
Yeah.
can't drink 5 cups of coffee.
No, I know. I knew that when I was drinking the 5th one. And then as soon as I finished it, I went down and took an hour-long nap. That
Are
was
you
my Friday.
serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh. That's crazy.
So it's insane. Yeah. Did
That's
a ton of work
crazy.
in the morning.
That's
completely
insane.
crashed in the afternoon.
Completely crashed.
I cut you off twice, though. What were you saying before that?
One other thing I wanted to say, the one good thing
Mhm.
is there were 2 people there, both really successful SaaS companies about the same point. And the one
Mhm.
was the guy who works all the time. And the other guy was more like me, where he was
Okay.
like, I don't work on things that don't make me money. And I'm like,
There
oh,
you go.
cool. Samesies.
Yeah.
Samesies. So it was good.
Yeah.
So I guess you can
Mhm.
succeed in any way. It's just something, it's almost like I carry it like a little bit of guilt. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Oh, if only. I'm like, that's not the answer. I think your point is really valid. Like, so let's say I start working more hours. Like, what am I going to do with that time? And can you be creative in that time? And can
Yeah.
you work on the right things? Anyway, what else?
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of pressure when you build things for free, when you work for yourself that are free, to monetize them. And all of a
Right.
sudden, the things that you're like excited about are no
No.
longer exciting because now there's this pressure to make money off of them.
Right.
And that thing that was been so exciting for 2-3 months that you're just like huge passion project now
Yeah.
has a dollar sign attached to it, and you're like, well, I can't invest more time because it's not making me more money. So finding that balance is tough too. It's like, well, if everything I do must make money, there are no passion projects, and maybe that's
Right.
okay.
Right. I just think in general it's I don't know, it's just like something I realized about myself. I didn't realize I
Yeah.
was kind of like holding on to this like I
Right.
should be shipping more. I mean, I ship a lot. Right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
ship a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
The other thing that I want to be a thread through our podcast
Yeah.
is what is that thing? SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Have you heard of this?
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Never heard
So
of
it's
it,
this
but
concept of like a self-review, like an analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Every time I try to like figure out what I want to do as a consultant and niche down, because to be clear, I want to be the kind of coach that can charge $3,000 an hour. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
how do I become the coach who can charge, this insane amount of money? Like,
Yeah.
what value can I bring for that?
Mhm.
So I try to like think about this occasionally, and I try to do it this weekend. Like, what am I really
Mhm.
good at?
Mm.
What are my weaknesses? And I have not solved any of that. Just like, I think for both of us, especially as we refine our coaching or our consulting practices, it's something to kind of keep at the forefront. It's like, what are we exceptionally good at?
Yeah, that is our differentiator. That is hopefully building our moat,
Yeah.
It's not the moat, as we've learned, but it is what we offer as like why someone would hire us over anyone else in the space. So leaning into that sounds like a solid business strategy.
So, yes. Yeah. Okay.
So what's on your
those are-
docket for this week?
Oh man, I'm so excited. Okay,
Yeah.
this week is I'm starting my new job. I'm calling it a job, even though it's like a contract position. I'm starting my new contract position, which is interesting because I basically am writing my own job description. And so I'm trying to figure that out. I feel like, the way we're going to start that I suggested was I'm going to sit down with each member of the team and just kind of observe their work practices to see if there is internal tooling I can build to help them be more effective. And so this is the basis of what I want this consulting practice to be. Like,
There you go.
this
Yeah.
consulting practice that I'm trying to build. Actually, I need to change my website, even though I just changed it 2 days ago. I need to change it again.
That's a good sign. You're
That's a good sign, right?
making decisions.
I feel like this is the right decision, right? It is better to make a decision and go in that direction than it is right now. My website says I help startups ship and sell. Like,
Yeah.
what does that mean, Colleen? No one knows. Like, it's so vague. It's like, what are we doing here? I don't know. So
It's
I think
almost like you're a huge, like 150-person agency that does everything.
right, like,
And it's like you scroll down and there's 16 products in a grid or something.
yeah, like what does this mean? So I am going to lean in, because this is what I'm doing, to this AI oh, I don't know, but I haven't figured out the words yet. Like
Mm-hmm.
AI, business automations, bring AI into your organization, whatever. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
lean into that. But this is the first time I've done it. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to meet with each member of the team. I'm basically going to watch them work and see
Yeah.
if there are places where I can bring AI tooling in to help them be more efficient.
And by AI tooling, you don't mean use Claude Code. You mean
No,
tools you could
build
build that
them
are AI
something.
leveraged. Yeah.
Right. So that's the whole, okay. So, like, that is the whole risk, huge risk here. What if I can't think of anything, Joe?
Oh, you'll think of plenty.
Like,
I
what
think
if
you're
I
actually
get
going to
in
be the
there?
opposite problem. I think you're going
I
to
think
have
I will
too
too.
many ideas to build, and you're going to have to figure out which one to do first.
Yeah.
Because when someone's third party observing your work, they notice a lot of
A lot of stuff.
shortcomings and inefficiencies. Like those are all over the place.
Yeah. So it'll be really interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't done it. This is such a great test bed because I haven't done this
Mm-hmm.
before.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's not a way I have done consulting before. So I'm really excited. Like, I think it could be really, really high value consulting. So I'm starting this week,
Mm-hmm.
meeting with my first member of the team, starting with like the success engineering team.
Okay.
And so I think because that team has a lot of context both on the tech and the business side.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to start with that team and see, I hope there'll be a lot of stuff there in terms of like customer success and support and engineering and whatever. So I'm excited. I'm starting there. That's it. That's the plan.
That's a great place to start. I
Okay.
agree with that, and hopefully the like biggest bang for your buck in terms of like low hanging fruit leverage there. Save that
Yeah.
customer success person like a couple hours a week, and boom, you have
Right.
proven your worth that for a couple months already.
Right. Right. Um, yeah. So that's on my agenda.
Very cool.
And that's the big kind of linchpin for this week, the thing I'm doing.
Okay, sounds good. I think that'll wrap us up for today. We'll be back next week, but in the meantime, you can check out our new website, nopermission.fm. We threw that up last week after the show, and our email addresses are on there if you have any feedback on the show or want to reach out and say hi. Thanks, everyone. Bye,
Bye.
Colleen.
Bye.